Yes, yes. Ah, shit, here we go again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I know. I disappeared, but now I'm back.
Mother has arrived.
I'm back to talk about someone who's only came back into relevancy because transphobes have given her so much attention. If right-wingers did not, give this woman such a platform, I don't think we'd even be here talking about her. So case in point, is Lilly Tino a bad person? And does the large following of hatred around this person have any validity? Well, let's take a deep dive into the crimes committed by Lilly Tino. Court is in session. Crime number 1, misgendering. Now this is the thing that most people know them from. This is the thing that kind of gave them the status that they have now. Sometimes they would be sat there and they would be misgendered by the worker.
I use she, her pronouns. I'm not certain. Yeah, it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
And she would correct them and say, I go by she, her. This happened a few times and then her videos start to pop off in relation to them. I don't actually know if the reaction was good or bad initially, because I remember hearing about her even ages ago. And I just keep hearing about her still, and I'm like, guys, do y'all not get tired? Like, what is she getting up to? Like, y'all are still talking about her. In any case, now I finally had to do my education on her. And from the videos I've seen, the backlash tends to be where you can't assume people should call you that when you don't make an effort to look that way. Essentially, like, saying she's clocky and bricky, and she doesn't look like she's trying to present like a woman. I think that's stinky, I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-oh. Stinky poop.
You'll notice a trend with the crimes that she commits, in that it's only not okay that she does it because she looks the way she does, which I just don't think is fair. I do have some things to note. So people have brought up like, oh, some people's first language isn't English, so maybe it's a bit more difficult for them and you need to be more understanding of that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't totally understand it because I think pronouns are one of the first things you learn in English, so could just be a point of privilege that I'm saying that, so apologies if it is. But I don't think that misgendering is okay in any language. However, I personally would have more of a leeway if someone's first language wasn't English and they misgendered me, and then I corrected them and they said, if they genuinely like, oh sorry, yeah, like that's my bad, sorry. You know, I mean, a lot of the time she does get apologies in this video, and yeah, it sucks, but like, girl, that's all I need, you know? You said you knew that you were wrong, and you've acknowledged the pronouns now, so it's like, you know, where do we go from here? We just go forward.
I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill me.
Older people, that one flew right over my head. The idea that with age comes wisdom is so bizarre to me, because some older people are the people who have learned the least in their age.
Clock that T. Clock that T. Clock that T.
So yeah, old people do not get a pass to be transphobic because they're from another time. Unless they've literally time traveled from that time to now, they've had more time to learn and educate themselves. So if they haven't, that's on them, not the trans person.
Period.
People say service workers don't get paid enough to put up with people like Lilly Tino. And to that I say, Diva, there's some tea behind that. But it's not about Lilly Tino. Service workers don't get paid enough, period, and we can blame capitalism for that. However, if you're working in the service industry, in retail or whatever, and you have to deal with customers, you should be treating them all with respect. And under that umbrella of respect comes calling them what they identify as or their name.
That's like common sense, I fear.
But, you know, if someone came up to me and called me, hey mister.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I'd be like,
What a bitch.
beg your pardon. Beg your fucking pardon.
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
And I correct them, and then as long as there wasn't a thing after that, I'd be like, I'd be tilted. I'd be like, what a horrible interaction. Anyways, on with my day.
Power bitch moves.
This idea that Lilly Tino owes it to the service workers that they can just misgender them because they've got a low wage. Cut it out, cut it out.
No,
I said no.
No matter what wage you're on, you should treat people with respect, and you don't get like a pass to be transphobic because you work minimum wage. On top of that, people talked about threatening people's employment because you would go to management and say, hey, this employee just misgendered me. Now, we've not heard of anyone being fired in the case of misgendering Lilly Tino. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that has not happened. So what is most likely is the manager will tell them like, hey, if someone looks trans, you know, if someone looks a bit quirky,
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
best case scenario, just call them them. You know, that's as far as management goes, probably goes. So don't be worrying about these employees, honey. Until a video comes out saying Lilly Tino had me fired, don't be what ifing. Because it's not the world we live in. We just live in the world where she got misgendered and she said, not cool, Diva, not cool. So, charge number 1, not guilty. Everyone deserves to be respected and called what they identify with. Charge number 2, inappropriate language in public. So this is about the video that went viral at Disney. There's been 2 videos now, but there was an initial video, which this one set people off, honey. It set people off. So for context, she's at Disneyland and she's at a public table and she's discussing in metaphor what surgery for trans women looks like. And she uses quite a graphic metaphor using food to describe what she wants to have done to her privates. Now, this is the funniest thing to me. Like, okay, the conversation itself could be educational had it not been so graphic and grossly described as food. But this is the craziest thing to me, which people are like, girl, this is like so inappropriate. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there are kids around. If you've seen the video, there's no kids in the video, and at one point you can hear a child, like a baby screaming in the background. A baby that doesn't even speak English, let alone know what metaphors are. So while I can, you know, have the human in me to acknowledge that, girl, this is not the topic to be talking about in public. Like, any type of surgery, honey, anything. You know, you talk about that. If you're trying to make an educational video, I say do that for the safety of your own home. But, you know, I just found that, I found it to be a weird video for sure. The context of it, I was like, oh. But this is the gag, The weirdest part for me, I was like, she did it in front of her mum.
Right in front of my salad?
Do you know what my mum said to me after I came out of surgery? She's like, hope everything's okay. You know, okay. And I'm like, girl, it's fine. And anytime she tries to ask me about it, she's like, so how is everything? And I'm like, it's okay, mama, thanks. Like, she shows concern, so thanks for her. But like, I cannot imagine talking in graphic detail using metaphors describing surgery with my hoo-ha.
Damn, this is some scary shit.
My hoo-ha.
Oh, I am scared.
Things to note. I took issue with her sensationalizing it from the get-go.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney.
But she's saying at the beginning of this video, I'm gonna get banned from Disney. Sis, if you know you shouldn't be doing it, why are you doing it?
Are you fucking dumb?
Do you not respect your own community enough to know that, like, if you should not be doing something like that, then don't inflict that on the community at large? Another thing is, I want to say, the topic itself could be discussed educationally, even dare I say in public, as long as it's like a private sector. It looked like she was sat down at a table, and again, there was no families around her or near her that were in frame that we could see. So, you know, I'm sure everyone was minding their business and no one overheard her talking about it, as graphic as it was. I just think, listen. I understand that the majority of the critique she's getting is because she looks how she does. But I think if she was not a clocky break, if she wasn't struggling, I'll just say, in that department,
He's already dead.
I think people would have a lot more leeway with the stuff that she does. Like, no one give a shit if she was pretty and talking about this stuff. They'd just be like, girl, weird conversation, and why is your mum there?
That part right there.
So while I acknowledge that she is getting like harshly critiqued for it, I just think she does not go the best way about things at all. And I think given the platform that she has and the people watching her, I think she should be more cautious, because the impact she has on even transphobic people is a rebound effect on what happens to the rest of the community. She needs to be responsible with her platform, yes.
Oh, yes.
But what's worse is she then went a second time to Disney recently.
No, another one?
Another one, thank you.
But this is why she gets no grace from me, because she knew the reaction the first video had, and this time she went there and made it even grosser, because Instead of having some like, I don't know, candy stick or something, she gets a full-on hot dog and she starts cutting it up and she's like folding it inside out and doing all the jazz, and I'm like, girl, stop.
Hammer time.
Bitch, yeah, get it, fucking pussy!
She knew the reaction the first one had.
And you did it at Disney.
And that wasn't like, I'm being rebellious, I'm teaching these hoes what it's like, what the real tea is. This was like, I'm gonna rile them up again. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna spin them into a doozy.
Hey, fancy another one?
But girl, all it does is literally have such a negative domino effect. Tell me how it's worth it. Yes, you are lining your pockets, but do you not feel any moral high ground? When I watch Lilly Tino's videos, she has this persona that she's like, you know, just a happy-go-lucky jolly lady, but like, if you truly
I just hit an Ariana Grande note, bitch.
wanted to make a positive impact in the world, you would understand not to do things that you know are like agitating. And I want to say too, it hasn't been an easy thing for trans people to even get to the place we are now. It's been a fight every single way. But it was not fought by people, you know, antagonizing them. So charge 2, I find Lilly Tino guilty of weaponizing her own community for her own financial gain. Okay, charge 3 is taking inappropriate photos in bathrooms. So the context behind this one is Lilly Tino would go into bathrooms and, well, take a photo. Spoiler, that is the context.
Oh. Okay.
However, so she has posted 10 bathroom photos and she did a series where she was ranking each photo. However, in some of those photos, people were in the background, and it is actually illegal in California too or something, I don't know. So there was some rules to it, like, well, you can't take pictures of people in their home or the bathroom. And she was taking some photos and posting them publicly, which is obviously, because she has a platform, that's a little bit of a breach of privacy, yes. So for this one, I find this one to be easy. Girl, you're not going to be posting photos with people in the background. So for this one, I'm just going to be like, yeah, she could be more sensitive. I mean, she posted 10 photos and 3 of them had people in the background, and then I think like 2 of them you could see faces or something. No identities were breached or anything, or like nothing negative happened to the people in the photos, but it made other people feel uncomfortable knowing that she was taking photos in the bathroom and posting them online. For that workaround, I would just say, girl, bathroom photos is nasty anyways. But if you are to, yeah, just do it on your own, honey. Just do it on your own. I can't lie, I think people were up in arms about this one for a bit, but I also understand it. So, charge 3, I will say half guilty, because yeah, girl, you did it. You shouldn't be taking photos like that while people are in there. But also not guilty because the people in the photos don't seem to be too bothered. Like, no one really cares, except the audience reaction who already hate her anyways. So it's like, she actually is doing something wrong. However, people are being offended for other people for their sake of being annoyed at her. Crime number 4, potential SA. Now, this one is a serious allegation. So for context, Lilly does OnlyFans content, and her friend at the time named Colleen also did OnlyFans content. So one day Lilly messages Colleen and she is like, we should do a collab sometime. She doesn't specify what kind of collab, and later it is revealed that Lilly was looking to do an OnlyFans collab, but Colleen thought it was just a general TikTok or something. So in the moment, Colleen agrees. Later on, when Lilly speaks further on it, Colleen is like, wow, no, like, I didn't agree to that. If I knew that's what you meant, I wouldn't have agreed to that. And then the conversation ends because, well, I don't know if they talked after that, but Lily's like, okay, I won't push you for it, like, understood. But then later, Colleen, while Lily's having her, like, big internet moment and people are dunking on her, Colleen comes out with a video and says, I was essayed by Lilly Tino. And she just recounts those events that I just mentioned to you there. So no essay actually happened. There was, Colleen attempted to say that she was coerced, or attempted to coerce her into having sex, which again didn't happen. So yeah, this one's a bit like gross because people who make these fake allegations, it again puts a bad name on people who come forward and they're authentic. So this one's just a straight up not guilty. This was like a rage bit against Lilly Tino and just wanted to like get in on the moment, I guess. Very shitty of Colleen. Lilly should have been more upfront with her intentions, definitely. However, it is clear that when the intentions were revealed and she was denied, that there was no follow-up with that, and that it just ended there. So yeah, so charge number 4, not guilty. She clearly did not assist this woman, no essay took part, she was not coerced, nothing occurred. Crime number 5, and this one's an easy one. So crime number 5, making child content and then inappropriately adult content. Spoiler, guilty, okay?
This little rat is guilty!
Nowhere ever should adult content and child content cross. You can have an adult that makes content and their channel is like child safe, but it's not necessarily for kids. I think about like Markiplier and stuff. But you cannot not. If you start making adult content like OnlyFans, never. You can never cross the line of trying to make content for kids too. Because that's gross. And that's what Lilly did, unfortunately. She made a video, an educational transgender video talking about gender identity, which the video itself, fine, boring, nothing special. It was a rip-off of a person called Ms. Rachel. However, after doing this video, she ended up making an OnlyFans. So if she had any child audience, that's wildly inappropriate. I feel like I don't need to describe that one. Guilty, inappropriate, do not do that, nobody do that. Crime number 6, alleging Kurt Cobain was transgender. So the context behind this one is she made a video and she said her reason is why she thought Kurt Cobain was transgender.
Here's why. First off, Kurt wore a lot of women's clothing. And in an interview about their childhood, Kurt said that they mostly hung out around girls and that at one point they thought they might be gay. Kurt is also quoted as saying that they identify more with the feminine than with the masculine. This is clear proof that Kurt did not identify with the gender they were assigned at birth.
Kurt Cobain in the end was not homosexual. He was actually a very fierce ally though. He was an ally for women and gay people. And this was one of the things, again, that she thought made him trans, which I think is just icky. So, okay, to unpack that, if you wear feminine clothing, that doesn't automatically make you trans. So to prove her point, she ended up needing to avoid necessary context for why he did certain things. He wore a dress because he was a rebellious character and he didn't believe in, hypermasculinity and toxic masculinity at that. A very ally thing to do. But she put this down to him being a trans person. I think it's a little tacky. I do understand, I think it's not bad to speculate, but I think if you on purpose miss out context, then you know the answer. So charge 6, I find Lilly Tino partially guilty again. So she was inauthentic with her research. She looked up this stuff, but she left out the part that would obviously reveal that he wasn't like identifying as a woman or anything. But the only thing I think partially is because it's okay to speculate, I think. And crime 7. Now, this is the unspoken crime, okay? Being bricky. And being clocky, being visibly trans, being ugly, if you will. Yeah. Now, this is the thing that has led her to get the most hate. And I just think it's crazy. I think it's so unfair. Trans people, and I'm going to be more specific, trans women are held to a beauty standard that feels almost impossible, okay? If you don't transition when you're younger, then you feel like screwed. And these people who transition when they're older, like Lilly, it's like, okay, yes, they, they got that man business going on. But she can't help it, okay? Imagine if we discriminated against anyone else based on if they were ugly. You don't get the basic human rights that you deserve because you're ugly. That's all this is. There's just discrimination. And I hate it so much because it's literally it's transphobia mixed with misogyny / sexism in a bundle. And it's just been accepted. So much of the internet is just like, yeah, Lily's he, him, like that's a man, blah, blah, blah. This bitch has went through so many surgeries. She does want to get vaginoplasty apparently. I still hate that she markets her pre-surgery parts. I don't live for that if I'm honest. But she's got breast implants, she had facial feminization surgery, she's continuously going through laser because she plans on getting surgery down there. And it's like, she's gone through all these loops and people will still misgender her and say she looks like a man, etc. But like, I just feel so bad. Because again, name any other minority that is held to the same standard as trans women. And then on top of that, Name any other community that is persecuted as much for not fitting a standard or conforming. You know, this woman has been out here trying to get all the surgeries so that she can just live her day-to-day life. She still gets misgendered after she got FFS. God bless Diva. And I will literally say to anyone who says she's not presenting as feminine, look at what she's wearing and put that on anyone else and be like, tell me that they're not presenting feminine. On top of that, people should not have to present, you know, in a frilly dress or whatever, the most feminine clothing that you can think of to earn the respect of them being called by their pronouns that they want to. I think about, get this story, okay? Me and my partner went on a date night the other day and I went in a full dress. I was dressed up, honey, okay? It was a date night. I was making it special. Only to find out that it was just a vending machine in the middle of a farm. It's okay, life goes on, but there was other people there and there was women in front of me and they were just wearing joggy bottoms and comfy clothing like they're entitled to do so. Why is that same entitlement not extended to trans women? Huh? Why do we need to go above and beyond to present feminine in order to earn your respect? Okay, no one else needs to. That's discrimination, call it what it is. I could vent about that for so long, I really could. The beauty standard that is held against trans women, wildly unfair. And that's essentially where most of the hate for Lilly Tino comes from. People see her, they don't like her already, they're like, I'm not gonna like them. I've decided I'm not gonna like them, and now I'm gonna put it against the whole transgender community. And I find so many I find it pick-me behaviour when I see someone in the comments being like, you need to stop doing what you're doing, it's so harmful. I saw a video the other day and I was like, God, unless I'm missing something, all she's done is be bricky. And you know, I went through these, I did my deep dive and did my research, and this is the sort of stuff where I'm like, okay, yes, don't talk about inappropriate stuff in public in general. If you want to make an educational video, do it at the safety of like your own home. Don't cross the line of making adult and child content, also inappropriate. Don't be unauthentic when you're doing research and just you're trying to spin a narrative, because then you're just as bad as the people who are critiquing you. But if you think about the things that I just said there, I could think of 100 other YouTubers that are 10 times worse people that still have their platform. Every time I see people hate piling onto Lilly Tino, but me, that's a red flag. I'm like, bitch, she ain't that bad. She's not this monster that everyone thinks she is.
Wait a damn minute.
However, as much as this has sounded like a defense train for her too, I hold her so accountable. Bitch, I'm pissed that she keeps doing what she's doing. She's become a rage bait account, and that makes me so annoyed because, okay, I don't think that you ever need to like lower yourself to the level of someone else. You know, people make rage bait against trans people all the time. It sucks. And I think you don't engage with it. And I think you look at them and you say, haha, what a delusional group. And that's as far as it goes. But for Lilly to be like, oh, the trans folks have been quiet this month, I better give them some ammunition. Lilly, you actually were like coasting by. Things were okay. I haven't heard your name in a while. And she does this Disney video and then everything pops off again and I'm like, ugh. I just can't excuse you anymore. So as much as I have excused you of the charges in this court, I just have to say, let the wolves eat her, girl. Because at the end of the day, she's so willing to weaponize her own community and how she looks, etc. to benefit herself. I mean, she's lining her pockets. Meanwhile, she is giving right-wingers and conservatives and transphobes and bigots infinite ammunition and enabling them to constantly think that trans people are this villain. They are the thing that's wrong with society. Despite, if you unpack what she's done, she's just been like a cringy adult. Ignorant, yes. Silly, stupid, sure. Her content's not good. And people have given her this platform. Dare I say conservatives have given her this platform. I would not know who she was if it wasn't for people crying about her. So now I'm crying about her. Because she knows the effect she has. And she continues to do it. And I'm just not okay with that. Diva, you have a platform. Be responsible. I said it in this video. If I could say one thing to her, I would say, sis, the world is kind of looking at you. And yes, there are shitty people, but we shouldn't give the shitty people an excuse to continue to be shitty. At the end of the day, we can do our best to avoid them, but we need to not invite them in like she's doing. So, as much sympathy as I have for her, because I know the vast majority of hate she's gotten is because of how she looks, and I just think that's unfair, I also understand that she is just using how she looks as well to profit, to throw her own community under the bus, while she can get all this hate but left all the way to the bank. And I think it's unfair. Charge 7. Guilty of being bricky, but it's not justified to discriminate against her, let alone any trans person. That has been court adjourned. Is Lilly Tino a bad person? In my conclusion, I'm gonna have to say yes. I didn't think she was a bad person, but I think the second she dropped that other Disney video, I can't say she's not. Because how can you willingly do that when you know the impacts you have? Do you not care about your sisters? I mean, I think, you know, trans people in general, but let's be honest, it's just a trans woman witch hunt. And it saddens me, and it frustrates me, and I want to like talk to her or something, but part of me just thinks she feels like she's been dealt such a horrible hand in life that she gets to just throw other people under the bus and she can benefit from it. Ew. POV, your phone dies twice. Okay, I literally taken my makeup off after that day, but I'm here to finish it now. So she actually also came out with a video in the meantime too, where she kind of accepted that she had fed into the rage bait content and she was putting out stuff that's more combative and conflictive to cause controversy. Oh, that was fun. But she has accepted that she is going to take a break, and hopefully the time off will re-stabilize her so that if she really does have good intentions, she will know what to do and how to navigate. The court hereby finds Lilly Tino guilty of being kind of a bad person, yeah. Kind of using her own community for her own gain. As well as the other things I've mentioned too. Spinning unauthentic narratives, taking inappropriate bathroom photos, producing inappropriate content. However, I want one thing to stay true, okay? Throughout all of this, if I ever see someone called Lilly Tino a man or misgender them, to me, your opinion is invalid straight away, okay? Throughout this whole thing, I've never thought that Lilly Tino was not a trans woman, okay? She's gone to so many lengths in her transition, so the fact that people still don't respect her, wildly telling on them. So yeah, if you don't fuck with Lilly Tino, diva, it's world peace. But every trans person deserves the bare minimum respect. And if you can't extend that to even her, I don't fuck with you. Okay, court is adjourned. If you have anyone else that you were wondering, like, why does the internet hate them so much? And you want me to have a look into it to see if they truly are a bad person, maybe let me know and maybe I can make this a little series. But other than that, I'm finally back. Hopefully I'm back for more than one video. I hope to see you soon. And I will see you later. Bye divas. Mwah.